Seth Klarman made a lot of moves to his portfolio in Q1 2025, but there are three huge investments that are definitely worth taking a closer look at. And that is exactly what we are going to do in this video, which is very kindly sponsored by Forecaste, which we will use to better understand these companies. The idea is that if such a great investor as Seth Klarman believes it is a right time to invest in a certain company, and he makes it a really big bet, then we know there is a lot of conviction behind such a move. And if these companies went through Klarman's filters, then it is probably wise to take a look at them and see, do we like them too? Okay, let's start with a new position. Fidelity National Information Services, ticker symbol FIS. Now, it is a new position because just a quarter earlier, Klarman sold all of his shares. If we open our smart money portfolios, choose Seth Klarman and then Fidelity, we see that he sold all of his shares while the price was close to or over $80. And at the end of Q1 2025, it was under $75. So he bought the shares back at around that price. So he definitely made money on this move, but it is a bit surprising and opportunistic, so we will see what will happen next. But let's concentrate on the company itself. We will open forecaster.biz and choose Fidelity National Information Services. And firstly, let's see what kind of a company is this. Fidelity National Information Services Incorporated is a leading company in the technology sector, primarily focused on information technology services. So they are in payments and banking solutions, software solutions, and consulting services. Okay, and we see some mixed performance, but over the long term, it looks nice. Dividends are increasing, and we also see a lot of buy transactions from insiders. There are some sale transactions, but the majority is a buy. Let's go to the fundamentals. So it seems that it is nicely priced right now, but we also see that they were losing money in 2022 and 23, but in 24 they were profitable again. We also see that even though it looks like a strong company, there is a risk of bankruptcy. So let's go to raw data and the balance sheet. So $800 million in cash. And down here, let's go to long-term debt, $9.8 billion. Short-term debt, 1.6. And let's compare it to the free cash flow. It is only 1.5 billion, so they have a lot of that. Okay, let's go through some numbers. They have currently a PE of 28.9. That is high. Return on invested capital, 1.6%. Net profit margin is 8% right now, but 5-year average margin is actually negative because they were losing money in 2022 and 23. And years to pay debt, 4.7. So that is a red flag for me. And let's take a look at growth. Revenue 4.7%, free cash flow 7.4%, and earnings per share just 1.1%. So growth is sort of decent, but nothing extraordinary. And the dividend yield 2% with a payout ratio of 27.6%. Well, the dividend looks nice and stable. So by only looking at the numbers, it does not seem too appealing. But it may be a turnaround situation, and I am sure that there is some interesting story and possibilities for this company, but it is not visible at such a short first glance. Now let's take a look at Wesco International, ticker symbol WCC. And this company operates in the industrial sector and is primarily engaged in distribution of electrical, industrial and communications products. It has a PE ratio of just 13, return on invested capital of 6.3% in the last 10 years, net profit margin 2.8% in the last 5 years, and it would take almost 18 years to pay its debt with a current free cash flow. So, a huge problem here. What about growth? Revenue 10.7%, free cash flow 15.9%, earnings per share 9.7%. So, it does have a very nice growth in the last 10 years. And we also see a dividend yield of 1% and the payout ratio of 13.9%. That is decent. So let's go to Forecaster to check few things. Firstly, let's get a quick view at the valuation. Okay, it seems nicely priced depending, of course, on the models we use. And in the long term, it has a very nice growth. But in 2024, its revenue actually went down a bit. And if we go to raw data and cash flow statement, we see how free cash flow is going up and down all the time. So it is a cyclical company, but with a very nice long-term growth. Now, before we will take a look at the last company, I just wanted to let you know that if you would like to check out Forecaster for yourself, then you can use my affiliate link in the description and you will get a free trial and also a 10% discount if at the checkout you will use a code BOLD10. So I encourage you to check it out, and thank you Forecaster for sponsoring this video. The last company that Seth Klarman bet really big on in Q1 2025 is Alphabet, ticker symbol GOOG. It has a very nice PE of just 18.5 and some incredible stats. Return on invested capital 17.8%, net profit margin 25.1%, and years to pay debt 0.1, so that is just great. Revenue growth in the last 10 years is at 18.2%, free cash flow growth 19.7%, and earnings per share 22.8%. And finally, the dividend yield of 0.5% with a payout ratio of 11%. Those numbers alone show a company that is just a monster, both when it comes to financial health and the growth. The only question is about the price. Is it a right time to buy Alphabet? So let's go to Forecaster and let's take a look at the history of Alphabet's price to earnings ratio. It is at its lowest point in the last 5 years and even in the last 10 years. So that looks very interesting. And let's go to fundamentals. Well, it seems like Alphabet is somewhere close to its fair value. Now, of course, remember that what we just did in this video is only the absolute beginning of any analysis, and that you should always do your own due diligence and your own valuations. But I hope this gives you a broad overview on those 3 massive investments by Seth Klarman. If you enjoyed this video, then definitely check out my video on 3 high-growth companies with no debt. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.